I'm guessing it is an amazing experience interacting with the fans. You and George St. Pierre in the same room. It's not often we get that as fans. What's it been like mixing with him today?
Wow, it's for me. It's so important to come to visit you guys and stay with you guys because I'm feel very lucky, stay with George and the other fights here, the whole legends here, and doing something special for the people here. I fight here a long time ago in the cage rage, and when the people ask me to come, I say, really? The people like to see me there? Wow, of course I go, and I need to say thank you for everybody. Thank you guys, thank you.
What was it like competing with Cage Rage? That was going to be one of my questions because the state of UK MMA at that time was a lot different to what it is now. And you was beating some hometown heroes, so you was a bit of a villain. You would get booed sometimes by the UK fans when you beat the English guys. What was that like?
I mean, my first fight in the cage rage, I'm a little scared because I don't know the people like me here or not, and my friends say, the people there hate you. I say, really? Why? I never been there. And when I win my first fight, and when I start, everybody say, whoa, and oh my God. And I come to my corner and say, I think the people hate me here. And I remember my coach say, relax, just do your job. And when I finish, everybody come, hey Anderson, good job. And I say, wow, thank you God. But it's so funny because when the God give everything for you, you need to put in this back for the people, for your fans. And the God give me everything I have in my life. And sometimes the people ask me, why you fight? Why you do that? Why you do this? And they say, that's the present that God give me, and the more important, God give me the present, but it's not about fighting. It's about help the others, and inspiration the other people. The normal people never fight in life, because the real fight is a normal life. You need you working hard, doing something for your family, and you go to school, you're doing a lot of things. And that's the real fight, and I try to do my best because God gave me everything I have to help the others,
You had one of your most iconic knockouts in Cage Rage, which was an upward elbow.
Oh, yeah.
That was incredible. And not a lot of people talk about that. That was so unorthodox.
It's funny, this elbow, because I just watching the movie. I don't know the people knows the movie. It's the Wong Back.
Back.
Yeah,
yes.
And I'm in my home, and I watch it on the back. I go to the theater to watch it on the back, and when I back home, I just buy a lot of movies, and I say, okay. So I take the pillow and give to my wife and say, hold, and I start doing the elbow, and my wife say, stop it, let's go sleep. And I never talking about that. And when I come to Cage Rage, I'm in the room with my coach, and I say, coach, let me show you something. And what do you think this movie here I do tomorrow in the fight? And my coach say, no, I don't think this is safe. Stop it, go sleep. In a moment in the fight, I just think about the movie and do it. And it, whoa, wow, it's working. And I say, whoa. Thank you, God. And my coach say, why you do that? I say, I don't know. I just put on my elbow and it happened,
That might have actually been a better knockout than the Vitor Belfort front kick. The front kick, everyone knows it was an iconic image in UFC history. No one had ever knocked anyone out with that. People had thrown it, you yourself had thrown it. Your thoughts at that time when it landed and Vitor dropped, what were your thoughts going through your mind?
Wow, I trained hard for a fight with Vitor Belfort and in the fight, and I trained a lot this kick because Vitor have a good boxing. He's a very speed. He have a good boxing, and I say, you know what? I have a long legs. I have a long arms. I go using my skills to keep Vitor far from me. You know, and the moment Vitor stop, I put my knee up, and Vitor just try to protect herself, and I put my leg high, and boom, the kicks come. You know, it's the magic moment. I think it's the magic moment for me. It's the elbow and the kick. You know, of course I training hard every day, but it's not about only training one thing. When you have a discipline and training hard every day, everything you do in the fight is natural because you don't think about, you just put in your life, you know? It's the same, you have a normal life. You working every day in the same situation, you never think about, you just do it, you know? And that's I try to train you and try to pass the same knowledge for my kids, you know? Just training, don't think about one technique. Just training the whole thing and keep doing, you know? Repetition, and that's it. I think that's the secret. And passion, love.
He was always in that flow state, and everyone saw that straight away in your UFC debut against Chris Weidman. Chris was a really hard guy to finish, and you made it look easy, and everyone was like, wow, this
It's not easy.
crazy.
It's not easy.
You made
Trust
it look
me.
easy.
No, but it's not. It's not. I'm very lucky because I start fighting inside the cage here, you know, in the cage rage. And that's helped me to go to UFC. Because when I fight here, I take the whole experience to go to UFC. Because I think the cage rage helped me to feel the atmosphere inside the cage, you know. And when I start in UFC, I say, no, it's not something new for me because I already fight inside the cage. And when I start fighting with Chris Weidman, I remember my single fight here, you know, in cage rage, and say, you know what, I have a better fighters in cage rage, and the guy is more angry to kill me in cage rage, and this guy don't do nothing for me. And that's I think helped me to create the success inside UFC, you know. The cage rage helped me a lot.
And you was UFC champion by your second UFC fight, because after the Chris Weidman fight, I believe there was an online poll where people had to vote and say, who do they want to see Rich Franklin fight next? And everyone voted for you. After you've only had one fight in the UFC, you go in there and again destroy Rich Franklin, an amazing fighter within his own right. And you're overcome by emotion, aren't you, by becoming world champion? What was that feeling like, winning the UFC world title so early in your UFC career?
Well, that's my mom tell me. So when you do something, doing something with your heart and working hard for make successful, because everything comes for you when you working hard and putting your heart, you know. And when I put in my heart in my job, I just don't think about, oh, that's good chance for me. I just, you know, God give me opportunity because I working hard. I put in my energy in that, and the people see my job, you know, and give me the opportunity to fight, you know.
What I would have liked to have seen was, you know, after 2009 when you beat Forrest Griffin, another iconic knockout, you entered the Matrix. He was like Neo in that fight. That was crazy.
I mean, I think this fight is very interesting too, because everybody look at me and say, you crazy, you go fight with this guy? And I say, yeah, but I think I'm fast to my opponent because I come to the different division to the other division, and I know the punch take me, I'm finished, I'm done. But I'm faster than my opponent because I'm in a different category. And when I start, I just move a lot. I don't stop move. And when I see the punches coming, whoa, I'm very fast. And that's the people think it's matrix, but it's not, because I come to a different category and it's easy for me to move fast my opponent, you know. And yeah, it's amazing fight, you know.
So the thing with that was, it was at light heavyweight. You could have easily gone and won the light heavyweight world title, but I know Lyoto Machida, who was a good friend of yours, was the champion at the time. We've seen friends fight in the octagon before. Did you ever want to fight him for the world title after that Forrest Griffin win?
No. My mind is in the time inside UFC. I just try to do my best in my category, you know. And UFC asked me to fight in a different category, but my mind is just one thing. Just God give me my whole skills to fight in 185, and that's I go do my best in 185.
You know, in this sport, in any sport, you need a good dance partner to make incredible entertainment. And the best dance part of your career was Chael Sonnen. I know you're on good terms now, but that first fight was absolutely legendary. To get the triangle so late on, what was that fight like, and the build-up as well?
Wow, you know, my fight with Chael is so interesting because I think this fight in UFC changed the whole world about MMA, you know, because Chael is a very good guy. He's a very good man, he's my friend. And when I start training for fight with Chael, the first fight, I just think about, I go kill this motherfucker, I'm sorry guys.
It's okay, it's okay.
It's okay, okay. I say, I go kill this man. And everybody just come talk to me, just beat this guy. And the people in my country say, kill this motherfucker. I say, all right. And I say, all right, I go try to do my best for win this fight. And that's the problem when you talked a lot. Because when Chael says something about my master, Minotauro, and about my wife, the games change completely, And I say, you know what? I don't go fight anymore. I go to war. I go kill this guy. And that's helped me to go inside the cage and fight with Chael and do my best. And that's I talk to everybody here, say, it's not about fighting. It's about how much you love, how much you respect yourself, and how much you believe in yourself. Because 1 week I broke my ribs. Yeah, and I say, oh my God. And I go to the doctor, and the doctor say, you can fight. You don't go fight. You go to fight, probably you have a kick or something there, you go die. That's the big responsibility. And I talk to my manager, okay, I don't go fight, it's fine. And at the day, I just call my manager and say, you know what? I don't care. I go die doing something I love it. I go do this fucking crazy things. And I fight, and Chael beat me 5 rounds, and I say, oh my God. And it's funny because my coach come to me in the rounds and come, hey, please, just put your hands high. And I say, I can't, because I feel pain. I can't put my hands high. And the last round, I just finished Chael. But I just promised to my coach, I say, you know what, I go finish Chael. I go doing my best for finish Chael Sonnen. And that's jiu-jitsu saved my life in the first time, inside the cage. And when people asking about jiu-jitsu, I say, you know what? When everything is done, just one thing. Jiu-jitsu saved your life. And jiu-jitsu saved my life, and with Chael.
You put a statement on it in the second fight as well. That was the biggest pay-per-view of all time at that time. Amazing build-up. He's trying to get in your head again.
Well, in the second fight is very easy for me because I don't hurt myself. I prepare my mind because I know that Chael have a good background in wrestling, you know, and I just, you know, I go do my best for win Chael and block every single takedown Chael has, and I win the second fight too. But Chael is a very good fighter, you know, and I think Chael and I changed the level of the sports and the time, you know, and it's pushed me hard to training hard, you know, and that's good about the sport, you know. When you have a good opponent, your opponent pushing you hard. You know, when you have a good fighters, everybody training hard, you know, both training hard for do your best, you know, and that's great because when you have two big guys go inside the cage, training hard for make a good show, this is amazing.
Two questions in one here. So two dream matches that everyone wanted to see. One of them is in this room, George St. Pierre. Everyone wanted to see that fight between you two. And personally as well, I would have liked to see you go up against John Jones at light heavyweight and try and get that belt.
No, John Jones is my brother. No, I never fight with
Forget
John
brother,
Jones.
you could have got another world title.
You hate me now. You hate me, huh? Bro, you see the problem.
That would have been an amazing fight though. Come on.
Problem John Jones kill me, man. No, don't think about that. No. You know, and everybody asking about fight with John Jones, but I respect John Jones a lot. For me, John is my young brother. You know, I love John Jones. I'm so happy to come back and win. You know, and when people talking about George, I say is the best fighters in UFC. You know, George is completely dominating in your career, you know, in your weights, and I respect George a lot. He's my friend too, and the people talking about, oh, that's the fight, dream fight, George St. Pierre, Anderson Silva, but that's the good fight for the fans to think about. But George is an amazing fight. I'm trying to do my best in my side, you know, and I respect a lot.
The iconic moments she gave us were incredible, and fighters' mindsets are most tested when they're coming back from a defeat. And eventually the defeat did come against Chris Weidman. What was it like having to deal with that experience the first time, and then the second time looked absolutely horrific with the leg break as well?
You know, Chris is an amazing fighter. You know, he's a big champion, and the first fight, I'm a little tired to behind the scenes, you know, and just because the fight for me is just, I go to fight because I love it, not because I need to prove nothing for anybody. But behind the scenes is different because everybody pushing you hard and you have oppression with you know, it's tough. But the day of the fight, in the 1 second, I lose my focus and I lost my first knockout. And in the second fight, I'm very prepared, but something happened and I broke my leg, you know. And when you go inside the cage, you need to prepare for everything, you know. But I respect Chris a lot. He's a very good champion.
I mean, after that, when you weren't a champion, you gave us a couple of dream matches. The Nick Diaz fight, that first round was hilarious, when he's lying down on the ground and taunting you as well.
You know, the Diaz brother is a very interesting because both is amazing fighters. You don't prepare your mind and your body for fight with these guys, don't go, because it's completely insane. You go inside the cage with these guys, you need to prepare for war. And when I fight with Nick, when I see Nick go on the ground and say, stay there, please. In my mind, I say, don't come, stay there. And I try to create the space to win the fight, you know. But it's a very interesting because a lot of people talking about when the guys go to the ground and stay there. I say, what the hell? I say, I don't know. I just, when people ask me, what do you think about that? I say, whoa, stay there. Don't come, bro. Stay there.
You like to taunt as well. You would drop your hands and say, come on, and you would tap your opponents. You was always trying to psychologically harm your opponents as well and try and make them think, what the hell is this guy doing? Why is he making all these weird movements and telling me to hit him and stuff?
You know, I think I training so much in my entire life, and I try to put my hands down to relax, because the only one moment I feel I come back to when I'm young, my 12 years old, is when I go inside the cage and fight. That's I feel free to do anything, you know. And I don't have nobody to judge me. I don't have nothing in my mind except do my best, you know. And I back to my young memories, and you know what? I go do my best. The best I can, because I don't have nothing to prove for anybody, and I just go hang out, you know. And that's I think is the secret in my entire life. When I go inside, I just try to relax and enjoy.
Everyone could see that you enjoyed it, and one of the fights that most signified that was another dream match. It wasn't a dream match at the time because Adesanya wasn't champion, but now we look back on that, and you guys put on a hell of a show, and he was taunting you as well as the iconic moment when he went like that to you as well. What was that like? It was like a passing of the torch experience, wasn't it?
That's I asking for you. What do you think this fight?
It was an amazing fight, incredible.
Yeah, it's for me too, because it's not bad for old man, you know. He's a young fighter, and I'm old, and everybody.
Looked outstanding in that fight.
Yeah, and I just try to help the people outside the cage to believe in yourself. It's not about age, it's about your heart. How much you have a passion, how much you love your job. And that's I think everybody asking and say, oh, that's the best fight you do in your life when you finish your career. I say, yeah, maybe, because in the fight, I just try to help the people continue do your best. Doesn't matter your job, doesn't matter your professional job, do your best.
And how painful was it to walk away from mixed martial arts and retire? Because again, you were overcome with emotion after the Uriah Hall fight.
Wow, you know, it's a tough game. You know, it's a tough game. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But when you love your job, you never lose. You know, and that's I feel in my entire life. When I win, it's good. I need you back to working hard. When I lost, it's okay. I lost. I need you back training hard to back do my best again. And that's the secret. When you love your job, doesn't matter you win or lose. You know, because in your personal life, sometimes you have a good day, sometimes you have a bad day, and the same. You know, when you go inside the cage, it's the same. You know, you have 50%, your opponent have 50%. And sometimes you lose, sometimes you win, you know.
I mean, afterwards as well, you gave us some big moments as well. You fought Tito Ortiz in boxing, and then recently Jake Paul as well. So what were those moments like, and can we expect to see you in the ring again as well?
Wow. So when I finished my last fight in UFC, everybody know. Somebody inside UFC say, oh, this guy never come back to fight again. He's old. Nobody needs to give the opportunity to this guy fight again, and blah, blah, blah. I say, you know what? It's not about the people say you stop. You never take this for yourself, you know? Nobody can stop you except to you. And that's I back to home, and I continue training. I just take the break and continue training. In my phone, in I think 1 month, my phone, the people call me, they say, you ready to fight? I say, fight? Where? Boxing. I say, boxing? Where? In Mexico, with Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. I say, Okay, I can do that. And when I talking about with my friends, bro, why you crazy? You say, yeah, I'm crazy, and I train hard and do my best, and again, is the secret is how much you love, how much you have a passion, and I just go there and fight with the best guy in boxing, ex-champion in the world, and I just, what? That's I prove one more time and help the others to believe in yourself. Never keep something yourself when people say you can do that. You never do that. No, you can do anything in your life. You believe in yourself, you can do anything.
Final one from me before we open up to the fans. Do you yourself believe you are the greatest MMA fighter of all time? And who would you say your top 5 best fighters ever?
No, I believe in God give me the opportunity to help the normal people doing something special in your own life. I'm not the best. The best is God.
Who are the top 5 MMA fighters of all time?
I have the best fighters. 3. My master, Minotauro, John Jones, and George St. Pierre.
Anderson, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, my friend.
It's been an amazing interview. We're going to open up to the fans now, and they're going to ask you anything that they want. So just raise your hand and we'll get the mic to you.
Hi Anderson. I just wanted to know how you thought about your fight with Lee Murray and potentially how far he could have gone.
Wow, it's a very tough fight for me, and I respect Lee Murray a lot, and I know he's doing something wrong, but let's go talking about the fighter, He's a very good fighter. He's a very good talent, and I feel sad because I believe in Lee Murray stay in a fight game. Maybe I'm not here. Maybe the guy come here and say this guy is the best fighter in the world because he's amazing talent. He's an amazing fighter in training a lot, in putting your heart when you're training, and I feel lucky because the guy gave me the opportunity to fight here, make a good fans here in the city, in the country, and give me the opportunity to show you my job for the world,
Afternoon, Anderson. Of all your fight career, what is the most important fight for yourself and why? Of all the fights you've had, including the boxing.
I don't want to say
So of all the fights that you've had in your career, which one meant the most to you and why?
Oh, my important fight, the best important fight in my life.
Yeah.
My first title belt in Japan. I fight with Hayato Sakurai. It's a very important for me in Japan. My first fight when I fight for my first title belt in Shoto. This is very important for me because it's the first time in my life I realize I fight for my country, because when I walk in, imagine this is the ring. When I walk in, I have my bag with me, and the guy worked to the event and say, oh, you can put in your bag here because here is only champions pass. And I say, okay, and I take my bag and I start walking, and my coach, no, just drop your bag. You don't understand the guy say it, say no. He say only champions can pass here. Yeah, but you the champ, drop your bag because you go past here. And I say, whoa, that's changed my mind. And the second thing is, when I come inside the ring, the two flags come high. The Japan flags and Brazilian flags. And when I started, I said, whoa, I have a big responsibility to my country now. And that's the very special fight for me, my first fight in Japan.
Nice, thank you very much, and all the best in the future.
So obviously your two sons are both competing as well. They're both combat athletes themselves. How far do you truly believe that they can both go? And do you think either one of them will make the transition to MMA like yourself?
Well, I don't do the pressure in my kids, the kids training hard every day, and both training, and I train jiu-jitsu too. But I think it's an own decision. I don't try to say, oh, go do that, because the kids start fighting, but I never say, oh, you need to do that. No, it's natural, because it's the same. You don't love, don't do it. Don't do it for become famous, to make money. Do it because you love. The other things come, successful money come, but you put in this first, you lost everything.
What was it like when you lost your winning streak, your 2,000-day winning streak?
Oh, when I lost, I just, my first loss, I just say, what? I need you to understand what happened to me, and because this is what I have, you human being, it's not machines, and sometimes you ready for the fight, but something happened to you in 1 second, everything's changed, and that's happened to me.
All right. Firstly, thank you very much. Being my older brother going to UFC, watching you and Michael Bisping. My question is, how do you learn how to fight your style? I've shown my friends YouTube videos of you dodging punches and then countering them. It's just it's like the Matrix or something.
So how can you learn to fight in your style? Because it's like watching the Matrix when you fight.
Oh, I grew up watching the Bruce Lee movies, how old are you? Yeah, I grew up watching Bruce Lee, the Sabamur TV show, and I just, one day I go doing something, the same Bruce Lee. But it's funny because when I youngest and I hang out with my friends and I say, oh, today I'm Bruce Lee, and my friends say, come on, bro. Bruce Lee is Asian, he's not black. And I say, but I'm Bruce Lee, and fight with me a lot, and that's, I think, helped me to become fighter, because Bruce Lee is my hero, and I remember I'm in the home, and I look in the front of the mirror, and I try to copy the Bruce Lee movements and say, I'm black Bruce Lee, bro. I can't do anything Bruce Lee do it. It's the same as Spider-Man, And when I joke with my kids, my friends, I go to hang out, and the guys, okay, superheroes today. I say, I'm Spider-Man. And the guys, come on, Anderson, you're not Spider-Man. I say, why not? Spider-Man's not black, stop it. Today is changed because now you have a black Spider-Man. But in my time, it's not. The guys bully me a lot.
Hi Anderson. When you were on top for so long and just beating everybody, what was it that motivated you to keep going and keep pushing when it almost seemed like you were unbeatable?
The secret is forget the fight, all right? So the secret in your life is in your personal job, in your professional job, do your best. Love, you love your job, you never think you go to your job. You never think about how much it's hard. And that's what I put in my life. I just go every day to training to do my best. Every day, every day I do my best. And I remember I'm the first go to the gym. I open the gym, I close the gym, but I stay training when everybody is out. I continue training. I never stop because it's my passion. It's my love. Fight is about love, and the same your personal job. You doctor, you cop, it doesn't matter. You don't love your job, you don't make successful.
Hi Anderson, just wanted to get your thoughts on the Michael Bisping fight and how did you manage to switch yourself back on after when you thought you'd won and all the shenanigans between the rounds?
It's the first fight, it's the first time in my life I win for knockout and lost for point. It's the first time in my life. I never see that, but it's interesting because, it's one more experience, It's the first fight in my life. I win for knockout and lost for point. And the same fight. I say, what? But, what is it, it is.
Anyone else? One at the back. Last one there.
What does it feel like being the baddest man in the room?
What does it feel like being the most badass man in the room?
I'm not the badass in the room. We have the different fighters. Here's the bad guys in the room, for sure.
You're the GOAT, mate.
I'm the one.
You're the GOAT, mate. Well and truly. Everyone give it up for one of the greatest of all time,
Thank you so
Anderson
much.
Silva.
Thank you.